Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We are just going to chat. It's just going to be a quick chat and kind of me coming back onto my channel and a clean, fresh slate. So a lot of you have asked, where I have been, and there was a season where I just kind of needed to do some building, and I'm going to briefly go over it a little bit. Back in July of last year, everybody knew that everybody who was on my channel knew that I was going to be starting Fire Academy. I had done it a couple years ago and broke my foot, and kind of hobbled my way through the first half of Academy. And I had 2 weeks left of the exterior, and I couldn't be on it anymore. And I was really upset. I didn't go back the following year either because Mike had his back surgery and I wasn't able to sign up for Academy. So I was able to finally last year in July, and I was already kind of run down, honestly, by July, because for the first time ever, we actually had 6 of our 8 kids in sports, and it started all the way back in January of last year. So January of last year, my 3 youngest boys had basketball, and then all 5 boys directly after that started baseball, and then my youngest daughter started tennis. So we had 6 kids, different sports, travel. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that again this year. We're taking a break, and only one of them as of right now is going to be doing sports. I was really tired just from shuffling all the kids around and having travel and all the different things on top of, managing the animals, the home, and cooking and cleaning and homeschooling and just all the basic things. So by July, I was already burned out, and I think everybody could kind of tell my quality of videos I was putting out. I was just kind of at the end of my rope. I was hitting a wall, but I was already signed up for Academy and had to pull through. So all that to say, I was exhausted. I needed to start going to the gym because after having 8 kids and not really working out, I just was not in the correct shape I needed to be in for Fire Academy. It is very, very physically demanding, and they do not lower your standards just because you're a female. You are expected to do the same things a male can do. And there were men who left Academy and didn't finish it. There were men who, struggled too in Academy with certain things that were required of you. And there were some men who just never even showed up to the class in general since day one. They just kind of backed out last minute. So it was something I was really intimidated going in, and I knew going to the gym and consistency with that had to be up here. And for once in all these years, I was always on the back burner. I put myself first for once. So that was really hard to juggle because I have the house, I have the kids, I have my role as a mom and a wife and all these things, but I have to put myself first. So everybody, would be taken care of throughout the day and their needs, and I would just have to go to the gym every night at about 10 o'clock at night to 1:30, sometimes even 2 in the morning. And I just had to, and I was consistent. I'd go 4 to 5 times a week. I was wiped out. Obviously, I was sleeping great on the days I was working out, but it was just starting to get to me. It's like I didn't lose weight on the scale, but I was definitely much better in shape, cardio and strength wise than I was going into it. And I kept up with it through Academy. So I started realizing just how exhausting Academy was, and then having to still come home to the house and my responsibilities and the kids, and trying to manage staying on top of just cooking meals and everything was really a challenge. We didn't even start our homeschool year till November. I usually start middle to end of August into the beginning of September at the latest. But with everything that was required of me, it needed full discipline and self-control and focus. And I had to take tests weekly and study and then do all these tasks in my free time that I didn't have, tying certain knots and everything. You learn it there, but you're expected to know it, and you're put to the test, and they put you through all these different scenarios where you don't know what's going to be expected of you during these scenarios and drills that they put you on, and they put you on ones back to back to back to back. So you knew at some point you're going to get this. You just didn't know, okay, which of these 10 or 20 knots is going to be expected of you. So you had to stay sharp on your skills. And just a lot of my free time went to that and studying, not just the textbook, but hands-on, going to the fire station in the middle of the day and throwing at the hose and remembering the different hose lays and everything like that. It was a lot of repetition. So from that point, I kind of checked out. I started realizing the quality of my video in July, just the amount of stress and exhaustion that I had. I don't want that negativity in this space. I didn't want that level of exhaustion and what I would have brought to the table had I continued making videos. I didn't want that in this space. So I had to make the correct choice, which was work on what I'm working on. And once I get through it, I can come back. My computer's blinking out again. So really I was just focusing on my house, managing the animals, the kids, the meals, being a wife, still having fire trainings at my department, still answering calls, prepping for the homeschool year because I still had to buy our curriculum and everything like that. So that's kind of just a little backdrop of what was going on, and I totally had hit a wall. But during Fire Academy, well, I actually realized that I'm really afraid of heights because like they make you, do your leg lock on the ladder and you have to like let go of the ladder completely. So it's just your legs and the strength of your legs keeping you on that ladder, and like they throw, the ball, and I had to get more comfortable with heights. So one thing I've always wanted to do was skydive. I've always put it off because I kind of chickened out, and I'm like, oh, next year. Over all the medical things that I had been through last year and the very real, likeliness of my cancer being back, we'll go on to that in another story. But at the time there was a really high chance of my cancer being back, and it put me in the mindset of like, what do I want to experience? Like, what things do I really want to do? And my two biggest bucket list items has always been skydiving and seeing the Northern Lights. So I'm going to insert some really cool clips here of those sort of experiences. That is one of the coolest yet scariest things I have ever done, and I absolutely loved it. It was such an adrenaline rush, and I'm totally an adrenaline junkie. But I will say the only regret that I have from skydiving is that I waited so long and I did not go sooner. It was quite the experience, and honestly, I would be totally willing to go back a second time. I absolutely loved it. So if there's something you've been wanting to do and you've been putting it off, just face your fears and give it a try. These northern lights, this is Lily Lake in Estes Park. These northern lights were absolutely mind blowing. That has been the number one thing on my bucket list forever. Was the northern lights. I didn't have to go to Alaska or Iceland. They were right here in Estes Park, and it was just, it's an experience I will never in my life forget. You could see it with your naked eye. There's no filters on these pictures. This was just my cell phone on nighttime mode. That's it. No pro settings, nothing. You could see the colors with your eyes. It was just an incredible experience, and I will never, ever forget it. So that was quite an experience. But I got people who are like, that is just so cool. That is absolutely awesome. And there are some people like, you're crazy. And it's, so you can go ahead and say that in the comments. That's okay. I absolutely loved it, and I am so thankful I did that. I was able to face my fears, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Northern Lights were so beautiful. I posted it online, and just, it was actually in the newspaper too. They put my pictures in the newspaper, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful images. Just with my regular cell phone, no special settings, just absolutely stunning views. So I was out all night that night chasing the Northern Lights. All that to say, I really just had stepped away mainly because of Fire Academy and everything that I had to juggle. It required a lot of discipline and focus and physical training, and I could not juggle doing YouTube as well. So the really cool thing is I did graduate. I graduated exterior and interior, so I got state certified for that, and I'm going to insert a clip of our graduation.
Now I would like to invite the Glen Haven Fire Interior Academy students, their loved ones, and the agency representative. Please come to center stage. They are Firefighter Charlie Blanco and Lieutenant Angela Ferrante.
Woohoo!
Congratulations.
And as you may have heard in that video, I got moved up in rank. Our elections were in November. Our graduation was November 8th on my daughter's birthday, and right before our graduation, we had our November elections at the fire department, and I got moved up in rank to a lieutenant. So I was really happy with that, really ready to take on that role and all the new responsibilities that I have with that. So absolutely love serving our community and serving surrounding communities when we do mutual aid. I absolutely love what I am doing, and I wouldn't change it for anything. That experience really taught me, I know I talked about it a lot, more than I wanted to in this video. I didn't want to sound redundant with anything that I said, but it really taught me a lot about myself. It taught me my strengths, my weaknesses, and in some of the things that I had to do, I had to push myself as hard as I could go. And a lot of people did, and a lot of it also is, mental at the same time too, psychological. Just really fast-paced and quick decisions you have to make, and then just the physical, aspect of it, and dragging hose up and down stairs in a 3-story building. I'm so thankful that I went through that. It really taught me a lot about myself. So I got to build myself, build my strength, and figure out the things that I'm really good at going through it. So I'm really happy to be more of an asset to our fire department, having the knowledge that I now have in different scenarios as well. I did try making another video. It was at Azure Hall, and I had made multiple videos throughout the holidays. I just couldn't get around to edit to post them. My kids really needed me. Me being in academy, definitely, I was away from the home and away from the kids, and I realized after graduation in November, and even that little video that I put out, I just realized, since it was in the thick of the holidays, I really needed to be there, and I owed it to my kids to be present with them. So I did try coming back in a video, and I just realized, this is still not the time. Just starting our homeschool year with the kids, right after my graduation, the first, 2 weeks of November, we really had to get into a routine and rhythm because we had never started that late. It was like, do we take a Thanksgiving break? Do we even take a Christmas break? And we didn't, just because we couldn't afford to. But they did have that lengthier summer break where, maybe we weren't out on vacations doing things, but they did have that time off of school. So it's okay to step back. It's okay to regroup. And when you do that, it allows you to come back stronger. So I am fully ready to take this on and get back into making content. I'm not coming back to chase views. I'm coming back because this lifestyle matters to me, in all honesty, and I'm excited to be here to share it again with you guys and the things that I have learned over the years. I have the recipe channel that I need to get back to as well. I'm not going to do a reintroduction there. This is kind of where I'm just going to send people who are only over on that channel as well. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys being here, and I am so looking forward to coming back and making content. Like I said, I actually need to go wrap up a video that I was in the middle of doing because my timer went off. So I am going to get that finished, but I am coming back full time on both channels, and I will see you guys in the next video that will be coming out this Friday here, and Wednesday, tomorrow, I will have a new recipe video out on my other YouTube channel, which I'll leave linked down in the description box below, Recipes from the Homestead. I look forward to seeing you guys there as well. If those of you who have not subscribed yet to that channel, go ahead and feel free to do that if you want to learn some really yummy recipes that our family loves and we've used over the years. They're tried and true, and they're absolutely wonderful. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Until then, take care and God bless.